Hi, I'm Caroline Burrows and I'm the Director of Mindful Living, Counselling and Psychology, and I'm here with two very special members of the Mindful Living team, Madeline Jablonski and Lockie, our therapy dog. Madeline, did you want to introduce yourself and your role here at Mindful Living?
Well, I'm a senior clinician at Mindful Living and the group's coordinator.
And you are a psychologist?
Yes.
And an accredited EMDR consultant as well, aren't
that's
you?
That's right. Yes.
And what are your credentials?
Lockie is a trained therapy dog, aren't you? You a good boy? And he's a very good boy.
And we're very excited to share that we now have a group EMDR program, and the idea is to make EMDR as available to people as possible. So groups provide an opportunity for many people to experience the benefit of EMDR therapy without paying the same costs that they might have to otherwise if they were engaging in therapy individually. And it also provides a wonderful opportunity for us to be able to provide EMDR services to more people, which really enables more people to receive this service quicker without having to go on waiting lists. So, Madeline, tell us a little bit about what our EMDR program at Mindful Living, the group program, actually involves.
We have two groups. There's the Foundations group and the Next Steps program. Foundations group is the first one, where people learn about resourcing, grounding strategies to help calm down and be in the present and deal with distressing emotions, so that when we do the processing in the next two sessions, that they're more able to cope with any distressing emotions that might come up. And then the Next Steps program is more processing and a focus on the future in the last session. So once you've done the Foundations group, you can repeat the Next Steps group as often as you like. We have two therapists. One therapist is reading the instructions as to do, and then the other person is there as a support, so that if there is emotional distress, that they're able to support them through that. A piece of paper and crayons, and we draw the target or the memory that you want to work on, and we do processing, what we call butterfly taps and eye movement, if you wish. With the processing, that things start to resolve. People actually don't share any information. It's a very private process, and we bring in resources to help facilitate that as well, so that it's not just processing the memory, but building on positive things that you might already have in your arsenal, and then fully integrating them to help resolve. You need to be able to think about what you want to work on, and whilst it might cause some distress, that you can manage that distress. And we don't expect everybody to be stony-faced when they're processing. There might be some tears, and it might get a bit intense sometimes, which is why we have the additional support of the other therapist, but for the most part able to manage and contain it. It's a nice adjunct to individual therapy. So if you're working with a therapist and they say, I'd love you to do EMDR therapy, but I don't do it, you might be able to be suitable to come along. Or if you are seeing an EMDR therapist but you want to do extra processing in between, or you've run out of your 10 Medicare sessions, this is a nice way to boost those numbers.
And does this guy come along?
Oh, I certainly hope so, yes. If someone has an allergy, then we'll probably keep him home, but if everybody's agreeable to having a therapy dog with us, then absolutely he'll be a part of the group. Yeah. And he's a lovely comfort to people when they're doing that work, and has his own ways of helping. It's pretty special. One of the biggest benefits is the fact that you can carry around something like a memory that you've lived with for a long time, and it can be transformed, or the emotional intensity removed, so that baggage or that weight of that you've lived with is no longer there. It's incredible. I think, and I know it's gaining popularity because it just keeps being proved time and time again. And there's so much research and evidence behind it. But I just think every time I see a client and we work on another part that they have lived with for so long, and it transforms, and they are no longer burdened by that. That's the best thing about EMDR for me.
So it's been such a pleasure to talk with you today about this very exciting program that we have developed and will be launching at the start of 2024. And Lockie, you've been very good too. So we look forward to hearing from you if you have any interest in being considered for our group program or referring a client to the program. Bye for now.
Bye.